Alright folks, this is a very important video and I have some extremely important information to share with you on top of this extremely important and informational article as well. First and foremost, if you like silver stacking and you want to be updated on a daily basis with the newest, latest information, well, make sure you click subscribe because I do post daily videos. I also just created a Rumble page, which is a free speech platform. It's like YouTube, but completely uncensored. You will see a lot of channels on there that post controversial stuff like Russell Brand, RFK Jr., the Rich Dad podcast, and many, many more. So make sure you guys go subscribe to me on Rumble. I already have over almost 400 subscribers and I just made my account 2 days ago. So it seems like a lot of you already use Rumble to get uncensored media and I highly recommend it. And we also have something else that's very interesting. We got the new specials this week, which are kilo bars for $1.79 and a platinum deal. But today we had a message, and I need to explain to you how important this note was that we all got. So you've probably gone to your local coin shop or heard someone say that their local coin shop ran out of silver or got bought out by one guy that came in, or they're trying to get their hands on eagles, or maybe online dealers are having a harder time, or someone is asking if you can get silver for them or whatever. I've been hearing this for a couple of years. But Miles Franklin, which by the way, if you guys wanted to purchase from us, email me slayer@milesfranklin.com or call me 330-485-6172 because we do have incredible deals. I mean, we have rounds 235 over spot. Our constitutional silver dropped down to $2.50 over spot. It was $3 over spot. We have 10-ounce bars as low as $2.25 over spot. Kilo bars $1.79. I mean, we have great prices. But for the first time ever, I've heard that even we are having a hard time finding silver. Now, let me put that in perspective. We have the largest sources. That's why Andy was able to fill 2 different times a $55 million order. The billionaire from Texas, she bought 900,000 eagles, over 100,000 ounces in constitutional and gold. Andy pulled that order off in 2 days. And then a year later, there was another $55 million order. We have sources where others don't. We also can still purchase with the U.S. Mint. We're one of the authorized dealers, that's affiliated with. When we can get silver, other companies and other places and other dealers cannot. So if we are having a hard time, that means that everyone else definitely is. And I've always said that we're going to be one of the last companies standing in terms of having silver available. And that's why it's extremely important to build a business relationship with us, calling me or emailing me, because you're going to have, a direct source where have fun trying to find another company, because if they're getting it from a third party, well then, of course, the price is going to have to be boosted since it's more scarce, since those companies don't have as much or are having a much harder time finding it. So that speaks for itself that we are even having a hard time. You do not want to be one of those people that waited and procrastinated and then you missed the boat while silver was still available and still extremely cheap. You will be wishing you could build a time machine and go back to the days where an ounce of silver only costed 30 something dollars and you could buy it for, you still had easy access to some extent, because those days are quickly passing on by. And the ones that don't even know that they had a chance, those people will be like, well, I didn't even know that I could. But imagine knowing that you could have gotten it and had access, but you still chose not to. Those are the ones that kick themselves in the butt. The people that knew about Bitcoin back in 2016 when it was $5 and still didn't, that's where resentment happens. But the ones that didn't even know about Bitcoin, okay, well, you didn't even have a choice. But we talk about this every single day. And if you still don't take advantage, that's where you're really going to have that regret deep down. So, folks, make sure you hop on it and still take advantage while you can get it and while the price is cheap. So let's dive straight into this article from the Silver Academy. Shanghai vaults bleed to 8-year lows. Vaults sink to levels India could wipe out in 1 month. This is crazy. This is even more validation. And this article came out today, June 11th. So China gold exchange back open today. Silver vault bleed continues at a fierce and intense rate, draining to vaults with an 8.5-year low to 722 tons or 23.2 million ounces. 23 million ounces relative to 550 million ounces mined per year is a very critically low number. Keep in mind, India imported 2,932 tons in the first quarter of 2024, so using this as a benchmark, India could wipe out the inventory in 1 month alone. Now keep in mind that there have been no significant silver discoveries on the planet, and that's a good point. It's not like, okay, we could just dig up more silver if we need it. Silver is in the it's in the very top of the Earth's crust. I forget what the word is, but there's no silver found deep in the Earth's crust because it arrived here from asteroids and meteors and comets. It's not made in the Earth's mantle. It's not created on Earth. It's gotten here from meteors crashing into Earth. So one, there's only so much silver on the Earth, and two, most silver has already been mined, and three, silver is found by accident. It's a byproduct. Most silver is found by accident. There's only a few silver miners, and even the biggest silver miners in the United States only mine around 10 to 15 million ounces per year. When we're talking about demand in the billion, 1.2 billion ounces, but we only mine around 10 to 15 million ounces. And most silver is thrown away when it is dug up because it goes in electronics and it's thrown away in landfills, never to be recycled, whereas most gold is recycled, and miners are actually looking for gold, and it's mainly recycled because it's used for coins and jewelry and necklaces and earrings and watches. So those that jewelry gets remelted and re-scrapped and reused back into more coins and bars and jewelry and watches. So you see this cycle of an ounce of gold getting dug up will stay in circulation for centuries, where an ounce of silver will be thrown away within a couple of decades. So here's some recommendations, and this is another interesting part of this article. He goes into recommendations of how you should stack, and I'm going to throw in my opinions on this. He says, number one, accumulate physical silver in 1-ounce rounds and 10-ounce bars. Now, I'm going to be honest, this is a very good recommendation. Now, you could stack however you want, at least you're transferring fake money to real money. But the reason he's saying 1-ounce rounds instead of 1-ounce coins, there's a difference between a coin and a round. A coin is legal tender. It's real money, like an American Eagle, a Kookaburra, a Britannia, a Maple Leaf, a Libertad, right? Those are all coins. Those are all coins. Pandas, coins. Kookaburras, coins. Even the kangaroos are coins. A round is from a private mint that isn't real money. It's not legal tender, like the Buffalo rounds, the Sunshine Mint rounds. Those aren't legal tender. So you can't call a Buffalo round a coin because it isn't a real coin. You can't spend it. Rounds are a lot cheaper, and that's why he's saying 1-ounce rounds. We have Buffalo rounds for $235 over spot, where most of our coins are $360 over spot up to $695 over spot. So he's saying 1-ounce rounds, which most of my sales nowadays are 1-ounce rounds, the Buffalo rounds, including what I'm buying. So I agree with him on that. And then he's saying 10-ounce bars. We have 10-ounce bars for as low as $225 over spot, which is 10 cents cheaper than our rounds. So he's saying 10-ounce bars, bigger bang for your buck, easy to stack, right? You could just stack them Do not have to worry about condition. You can touch it with your bare hands, and rounds. Buying just as much silver for as cheap as possible. Forget all the, forget having to worry about the premiums or buying a semi-numismatic coin where the design changes every year. Just buy silver for the metal content, because that's why we're investing. We're buying silver because it's the most highly conductive metal. So why would you focus on coins that have higher premiums when that's not even the reason you're investing into silver, is for any type of collectability to it? So I agree. Now, I myself do invest into semi-numismatic coins that have lower mintage numbers every year, that where the design does change yearly. But I get what he's saying. Then he says, to obtain leverage to silver in these four miners, and these are some. Keep an eye on the spread between SGE, which is a physical-only market, and COMEX, which is a paper-only market. This spread is arbitrage that is moving all metals from west to east. And then number 4, buy and hold. Don't let the Western media and banksters shake your hands loose. And yeah, the biggest regret a lot of people are going to have is selling themselves short. Like when silver does get to $50, I'm sure a lot of people will let go. They're content, they doubled their money, they're sitting pretty. But imagine in like 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, what silver could be at. Even if you sold at $50, let's say next year hits 50, you cash out, you're sitting pretty. But what are you going to do with all that excess money, that fiat that's still burning away in your bank account, losing purchasing power? And then imagine if silver goes even higher. Like, silver stacking is more than just an investment. So let's say you cash out one day. Are you just going to be done stacking silver? You just have a whole bunch of money in your bank account, but you're not buying anymore, and you don't care about watching silver stacking videos anymore because you already did its purpose? No, I'm sure a lot of us, this is a lifelong hobby and interest, because it's not about making money. This is the money itself. And that is an interesting perspective to look at. It's like one day I just cash out and there's no more Silver Slayer because I only bought silver to make money, and now I made the money, so what? Just don't talk about silver anymore? No, it's more than that. And then goes into the banking cabal, and this is by Chart Degen. I'm sure it's the same as like the Silver Deegan Club or Degenerates. I don't even know what it stands for. I was assuming degenerates, same as like the Wall Street Silver people. But anyways, the banking cabal won't give up the silver price manipulation without a fight. They are literally throwing the kitchen sink at silver to suppress it. The end game started, and a massive silver squeeze to $500 will liberate the world from the corrupt claws of the elites. So that's interesting. Saying silver could reach $500 would be incredible, to say the least. The banking cabal is about to get their bill served for 40 years of price manipulation. Don't let them shake you out. So yeah, anyways, I thought this was a pretty good article. Very good. And I think there was a lot to take out from this, especially with the little recommendation part. I'm curious what you guys think. What are you guys doing right now? And what is your reasoning behind it? Anyone could say, I only buy Eagles. But if you don't explain why, then you're not really adding much to the conversation. And I want this to be a conversation. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Make sure you guys subscribe, since I post daily, and let me know what you think about all of this. Thanks for tuning in. Email me, slayer@milesfranklin.com, or call me 330-485-6172. If I don't answer right away, I will call you back. I try to answer right away, though. Anyways, folks, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.